Hey guys, MKDH here, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past No Damage Effective Minimalist playthrough. Last time we reached the Palace of Monkey, and the Palace of Darkness, and paid Kiki the Monkey the 110 rupees to open the entrance. And so now we can go in the Palace of Darkness, which is totally not the Dark World version of the Eastern Palace, and rescue the first of the 7 maidens. Let's go! This is the Palace of Darkness, and we do see some resemblances to the Eastern Palace, but the differences make themselves clear right away. Particularly with the locked door blocking our way through the center. We have to go through the side areas first, because the game wants to drill in our heads to consider doing lateral thinking. Particularly emphasized by that monster. That was a Helmasaur, and the Helmasaur has a protective mask preventing frontal attack from working. We're supposed to hit. We need to hit it from the side or behind, or at least we're supposed to need to do so. But the spin attack would work regardless of direction because of the primitive hit detection. The game only triggers the blocking if Link's facing direction is the exact opposite of the Helmasaur's. So yeah, spin attack's effective against the Helmasaur. And we got a small key after outmaneuvering these Medusas. The Medusas, with their ghostly visitors, possession, spit out fireballs, which can be blocked with the magical shield, but you know how I feel about blocking attacks with the shields at this point. Of course, we do have to get used to them, because the Dark World dungeons will use them quite a bit. Just proving that these switches are basically toggles with the side doors. Yeah, proof of concept about how the Helmasaur's face protection works. Oh, and this statue can be moved. We'll make use of that to handle a shortcut for convenience for getting to the center door again. But right now, we need to go downstairs to use this warp tile. And it brings us to this room with a telepathy block. That's a hostile I have to say this time. Surprisingly, it's not the hostile who says something.
Link, can you hear me? It's me, Zelda. I'm locked in Turtle Rock on top of Death Mountain. I know you're doing your best, but please hurry!
Yeah, unfortunately, Turtle Rock is a ways yet, so we have to worry more about what's in front of us. Which, right now, is this new enemy type, the Bari. The Bari self-electrifies for a moment, during which striking it with a melee attack will have several thousand jolts of electricity course through our body, so we'd have to hit them when they're not self-electrifying, which thankfully has a cooldown period, so we can make use of that. Displaying what happens when you bomb cracked flooring. Yeah, that opens a pit. We can't make use of this pit though, because there's no lower floor, and yeah, they'll come into play later. These are Goriyas, but they're unlike the NES Zelda Goriyas. The Goriyas here mimic Link's movement. Yeah, they mirror Link's movement aside from the green Goriyas. Not inverting the horizontal movement compared to Link. The Red Goriya's work as artillerymen compared to the green ones and being blockers. And for reference, they fire their shots when directly facing Link, and you can't block it with the magical shield, which complicates hitting them with the bow and arrow, which we do need to use like we did with the red Igors back in the Eastern Palace. So we're in this room with conveyor belts. It is sort of recurring threat from Zelda 1. The blade traps. The blade traps, unlike the ones in Zelda 1, which would move in when Link would move into position, these are already active, and they bounce back and forth between the walls. And, yeah, they act independent of Link's movement. Not so much what Link can do with the train, but we'll see. We'll display this much later. Bombing the walls, but first, the map. Yeah, the map displays what we can now see what the dungeon of the Palace of Darkness looks like, and we can bet that the boss is in the back of the basement. Bombing these walls allows us to reach this fountain with a few small fairies. The wall to the left leads to a small key. And as for these red bodies, in case you're wondering how they differ from the blue bodies, they split into smaller versions of themselves called the Biri. The Biri acts just like the Bari. It's just a smaller target, it's all. It's easier to avoid colliding with the Biris, but there's also some hit detection issues with them, I swear. Oh, and that's on top of them being smaller. That's harder to hit in the first place. Oh, and blocking our way up north is these moles. We would need a dungeon item to be able to do anything about the moles, but that's a blessing. That may be a blessing in disguise. We wouldn't want to lock ourselves in somehow. So yeah, we do need to have the... Oh, and by the way, the red Bari in this room would actually respawn if we had killed it earlier. For whatever reason, the blue Baris wouldn't. Yeah, odd handling of respawning. So we need to head back to the warp tile. Back. A couple of warp destination tiles, actually. Yeah, that other warp destination tile will come into play before too long. For now, we need to go through this center door, which we can now unlock with one of our small keys, to reach this path split, and a new enemy type. This is the Terrorpin. The Terrorpin is it's a turtle, hence the play on name. Playing on the term Terrorpin. We can't do anything about the Terrorpin aside from evade it yet. We need a dungeon item to do anything more. But yeah, we were able to do something about that cracked flooring so that we can fall down here to an otherwise unreachable height. Allowing us to go up these stairs to get up here where we can get the big key! Yeah, we got the big key already. We had to do a little Houdini escape to get by. Because it's also worth knowing about the Terrorpins that... Oh, nice. Oh god. Did I seriously... Oh no. Please retreat. Yeah, somehow I triggered that yellow stout trap early. But yeah, that would have made things even more complicated about the Terrorpins, because if you swing your sword anywhere near them, you want to be careful because not only do you get put in a hit lag, you also get bounced back only a little distance as opposed to what would happen with the hard hat beetles. But the Terrorpins would be happy to keep moving towards you, so you'd have to be mindful in addition to avoid getting caught in stun lock. But anyway, we got the small key, refunding the one we used to get the big key. Now we can use this warp tile, which brings us back to that other warp destination tile from earlier. Not a biggie, we just need to retrace our steps. We're going to need to use the east deck. the cracked flooring would respawn, but there's no point going west anyway. Going east allows us to get a small key and make this jump, which allows us to get here with the orange blocks down. Otherwise, we'd need the crystal switch toggle to blue to even get to this point. And yeah. Let's think fast with it through. Grab this pod to destroy the Helmasaur. There's a second Helmasaur up over, so dash attack through it. Okay, got it. Yeah, we couldn't dawdle because of that collapsing bridge. There's a little way to cheese that whole part. It would be to grab the pod and destroy the Helmasaur, then escape from the room, then exit and re-enter the room. That would reset the collapsing bridge as well as the pods, but the Helmasaur would stay dead. But of course, we want to do things the stylish way. Although this room will try to make me wish I wouldn't be trying to do that. Now, you might have noticed the big treasure chest as we were going along the collapsing bridge. The bombable wall is right there. And yeah, we threw a bomb there early, so that we would reach it eventually, but yeah, we can take care of the bomb refunding early. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I was worried that things would be bothersome because, yeah, dark rooms like to be annoying with their demand of memorization aspect, and this isn't even the most problematic dark room in the Palace of Darkness. I mean, okay, it's called the Palace of Darkness, but still. We'll get to that. For now, we get the magic hammer. We can drive the wooden stakes down into the ground. We can use it to pound on other things too. And I will be appreciating the magic hammer. I'll appreciate more because particularly because I can go ahead and make it free. Why would I make it free, you may ask? Well, already you can see it's a melee weapon, but it has rather short range. It also has some wind-up issues, and some cooldown issues as well. Because we also can't use sword techniques with it. We have to rely on our own creativity to make the most of it. Because dang it, that's how anti-armor works. Yeah, the magic hammer is anti-armor as you'd expect. I mean, besides that it can destroy these skull pods, it can also deal as much damage as the Master Sword's spin attack. Not that I say can. Oh. But the magic hammer does allow us to flip over the Terrorpins. Note that the magic hammer has a shockwave and a direct hit attack. You want the direct hit to hit the Terrorpins, otherwise otherwise the shockwave will flip the Terrorpin back over. And when it flips back over, which happens naturally by the way, if the Terrorpin isn't defeated for too long, the Terrorpin gets enraged and moves faster, and also the Terrorpins require 4 hits apiece from the regular level 1 sword. We'd have the Master Sword. They take 2 hits from that. But the hammer takes them out in 1 hit apiece, so useful. Anyway, we got the compass. And as we guessed, the boss is in the back of the basement. Fortunately, we're right above him, but there's one problem. You notice that we're in a potential deadly end of greed room? Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, the terrain is blocking us off from the boss. However, you can also... We were able to see that there's a warp destination tile within that would allow us to get in, but Of course, that does mean having to find the warp tile in the first place. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, and yeah, the magic hammer is going to be worth the risk plenty of times. Oh, and proof of concept about the terrain affecting blade traps. That'll come into play in later dungeons. Right now, we need to worry about this little annoyance. With the hard hat beetles. Thankfully, it's unlikely to drop anything useful. I mean, I'm not going to take a stupid risk for a single rupee. There's already annoyance with it. So, I mean, I could try to jump in and try to style the red hard hat beetle, but I don't want to gam it all on a single magic hammer use where I don't have to. I mean, you know how anti-armor goes. You don't... You make sure your risk assessment is good, not idiotic. So this would come from the west, in case you're wondering, from the west path. But more importantly, this crystal switch. We would need to hit it with something from a distance. We're using a skull pot so that we can toggle it without having to use a distance weapon of our own. And the big insult is there's a crystal switch here. And it's going to be strictly for convenience as well. Well, relative convenience anyway. This switch introduces a new concept as far as Zelda games go. When we step on this switch, the exit opens. But as soon as we step off, it's closed again. We need something to weigh down the switch. Fortunately, we can move this heavy statue to do the trick. Interestingly, Nintendo Power provided significant commentary about that particular switch. Yeah, how times have changed, because when pressure plate switches like that one are a staple in the Zelda series. Oh, and yeah, that's the power of the magic hammer, one-shotting the green Goriya. Sadly, we can't hurt the Red Goriya with the magic hammer. We still need arrows. Oh, and don't rush into this room or you'll get caught by the blade trap. Yeah, the blade trap moves faster than Link. We need to shoot this eye statue so that the wall moves back. Oh, and yes, to the left was a crystal switch in case you wanted to not go back all the way to that first crystal switch that I was alluding to. But anyway, wall's taking forever to move, but it's done. And we can go down here. Some walls block our path. We would use the hammer to bring them down, of course. Objection! Yeah. Yeah, the wolves actually whacked the hammer whacked the mole, so yeah. Oh, and in case you haven't noticed, we need to snipe this crystal switch. Proof of concept that the boomerang would barely reach. It would reach from probably about here, and even then we'd have to run back so that we'd be on the other side of the orange blocks. But the boomerang is technically optional anyway, so we have to use either bombs, a bomb, or an arrow. I'm going with bombs because we get refunded with bombs. Hammer. Because this Terrorpin is in the way as far as going anywhere. And the next room is going to be in my kill room where I need to focus because this room is dangerous. Okay. It doesn't help that the magic hammer has some startup issues. It's wind-up issues. Okay, that's all 6 Terrorpins. I'm still in this. Okay? But I gotta be wary because... come on. I just have to make sure I don't mess this up at the last moment. Because that would be so annoying. Well, technically not at the last moment. yeah, we're able to reach the boss now, in case you haven't noticed. And yeah, this guy's going to be a wake-up call boss, even more so than Lanmola. And yeah. Okay, I just have to focus so that I don't have to go through this tedium again. Just meet the Helmasaur King. The Helmasaur King moves, shifts his movement 3 times before doing one of his 2 attacks. He will do either fireballs or... Oh, hold on, I gotta focus. Okay, he does fireballs. He will do either fireballs or his tail whip. If he does the fireballs, he'll want to be in the bottom corner, on the exact opposite side of where Helmasaur King is. If he does the tail whip, yeah. Actually, it's recommended to be below Helmasaur King. He will open his mouth when he does fireballs. His tail will move faster when he's about to do the tail whip. And you want to space carefully so that you can avoid the tail whip without getting caught by the by Helmasaur suddenly moving forward, because that's the big annoyance. Oh, tail whip. But there's a bit of technical issue with this fight. And it makes it seem RNG based. It's not quite RNG based. Tail whip. But it seems RNG based because yeah, the exact opposite corner is safe in general. Yeah, oh. Yeah, that's what you want to do when Helmasaur King does the fireballs from top center. Oh, and eventually, Helmasaur King's mask will break off completely. Make sure you don't completely break out the mask unless he's in a top position, or you'll risk a lot of danger with the turns red face. I'll have to focus on it because, my God, it's not quite RNG based. I'll be thankful for the fireball's more direct blind spot in case you haven't spotted it already. Turns red face. Thank you. And we need to do the spin attack. It's recorded that... It's actually recorded by Assassin 17. Yes, that Assassin 17. The guy who did the patches for Secret of Evermore. Helmasaur King cannot be damaged by the level 1 sword's regular attack because the game developer didn't want you damaging him with the sword beam. Oh boy, dodge maneuver. Okay, good. Find another opening. I was worried there, but... Ah, he's dead! He's dead! He's dead! Oh, and by the way, these fights in the back activate and deactivate as soon as Helmasaur King's dead! I did it! Helmasaur King is dead! It's done! We got our first crystal. Yeah, the turns red face is not entirely RNG dependent, as I've proven. But you just have to make that mask break up when he's opposition. Yeah, I'm going to cover that in the description. I don't even know if I'll cover everything within the 5,000 character limit, but anyway.
Link, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. This used to be the land where the Triforce was hidden, but because Ganon, the boss of thieves, with the
Wait, Ganon? Is it Ganon from the original Legend of Zelda? Do you mean that the block was hijacked?
Do you mean that? I'm sure he's intending to conquer even our light world after building his power here. He's trying to open the larger world. Between worlds here to castle using our powers. But the gate is not open completely yet. We 7 men come together. We can break the barrier around Ganon's hiding place. I will tell you where the other girls are held. I believe you will destroy Ganon. I will return to my original form at that time.
Thank you.
You understand?
So the plot was hijacked by Ganon. Yeah, the Link to the Past is actually the trope namer game for hijacked by Ganon. We'll see more of what that's about. Yes, I understand. Defeat Ganon.
In a way of the hero, lead to the Triforce.
King! Okay, it's done. So, we have beaten the Palace of Darkness, and I don't have to deal with that last digit room with the Terrorpins again. Or Helmasaur King for that matter. It's proven that he's not entirely RNG dependent, just a little bothersome. But he's going to emphasize what I'm currently thinking about Link to the Past. But anyway, next time we are going to traverse the Dark World to rescue the maiden. So until then, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day. MKDH out. And I'm so glad that's done. And to think that's only the first dungeon!